Welcome to African Tales, a knowledge-based African podcast with a variety of African alarming tales. In today's episode, we take a dive into traditional African sex lives. Sex is the trait that determines whether a sexually reproducing animal produces male gametes or the female ones. In African cultures, sex was sacred. Ceremonies such as female genital mutilations, the FGM, was carried to girls of ages between 0 to 15 to prepare them for adulthood and marriage. But at the current situation, it's no longer allowed. Crazy sexual traditions are still happening in Africa since the olden days. Popular traditions such as sexual cleansing, which is popular in rural Malawi, Zambia, and even in Kenya, which involves a woman having unprotected sex with a man called a hyena. This man could be a professional sex worker, the selected future husband, a widow's brother-in-law, or someone paid by the woman's family. This custom occurs in three separate occasions. The first occasion is when a girl gets her first menstrual period. The second one is when a married woman loses her husband or after an abortion. The purpose of the tradition is meant to help girls become good wives. Another tradition which is really amazing is the virginity test, which remains quite popular in African cultures like South Africa. Today, a young woman's virginity is tested by a qualified virginity tester who takes her into a secluded room where she lays her down with her legs wide apart. The tester then proceeds to see if her hymen is intact, then a virginity certificate is awarded, and after she is allowed to participate in a reed dance ceremony. In Zulu culture, which is mostly produced, it is an annual 8-day event that attracts loads of single ladies with the traditional attire such as beadworks, anklets, bracelets, colorful sachets, which are also worn amongst the ladies. They also dance bare-chested for their king while carrying a long reed. Africa's diversity is evident across, where the Banyankole tribe in Uganda practice a similar virginity test, but it is baptized as the potency test. Unlike the Zulu, the latter carried it out to women before marriage on the groom. I want you to listen carefully. And the test required an aunt of the bride to confirm the potency of the husband to be by having sex with him, and the bride and groom are only allowed to consummate marriage after passing the test. It also involves aunts watching or listening to newlyweds having sexual intercourse. How bizarre does that sound to you? How could we also forget the wife stealing, which is an annual ritual practiced by Woodabel tribe of the Niger? This ritual is after a belief vested that women have sexual power, and so women are allowed to have sexual activities with men other than their husbands during a 7-day ceremony. During the ceremony, men disguise themselves with heavy makeup and peacock feathers as they strut their stuff in front of women. A mating dance, which is a special kind of dance, is what will attract females who will see the man they like. The female will walk to the man, tap him on the shoulder, and if the man likes her, then he is allowed to steal the woman from her husband for the 7 days period. I know many of you wouldn't believe this, but this is something that is happening in the west sun part of Africa in a country known as Niger, and I know you'll love it if you visit them. To find out more on these topics, subscribe to our podcast African Tales for current and past affairs. The juice is live on our website www.africantales.mystrikingly.com. For more, share widely. My name is Charles Odimo, the host of African Tales, narrated in an African voice, recorded with African understanding.